They can have whoever they want to have, and I also can go wherever I want to go.
But I ask you, Coach, because your name comes up every time and the fans want your name. At the
the
stadium,
fans.
there's, we want Pitso. Is it a job that you would take? Is it a job that, you think you could be able to turn on? Kaizer Chiefs is the cornerstone of this country as far as football is concerned, and you know that, Coach. They've got the most fans, the most support. We all want to see a Kaizer Chiefs that's doing well. Would a PITSO MOSIMANE want to take that job, and could a PITSO MOSIMANE turn that around? And what would it take for PITSO MOSIMANE to turn that around? Not in my wildest dreams did I ever think that my life would turn out like this. I get to watch football with the legendary PITSO MOSIMANE, and the game we're watching, the most epic game 2-2. It's Zimbabwe versus South Africa. 4 minutes, it's about to be 5 minutes played. The score is 1-1, high-paced game, very quick game at the moment. Rayners scoring the South African goal. It's 5 minutes played, 1-1 at the moment. Welcome to it. It's the hour with Coach PITSO MOSIMANE. So every now and then, we'll be speaking about what we're seeing on the air. So as you're driving, you'll get updates. If you're sitting at home, switch the TV off as far as the volume is concerned and listen to this, because over the next hour, we're hand in hand with Bafana. Coach, without further ado, I don't want to stretch this one because I know there's never enough time when it's you in the studio. There's a lot I say about whenever Coach PITSO MOSIMANE is here and whenever he's not here as well. So it's no secret that he's one of those people that I have a very fond respect for, that I have utmost greatest respect for, and I see what he's doing with so much in me that says the future generations will be grateful for what PITSO MOSIMANE is doing now. He's throwing himself in deep ends that no man has ever gone. And, he's carrying a team of people, of responsibilities. He says, believe in me, trust me, let's go. PITSO, grateful to always have you. Thank you so much for coming, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Andile. Thanks to your listeners. Always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite.
And also, I'm very disrespectful. I should be saying, Dr. MOSIMANE.
Not officially, not yet.
But I mean, it was bestowed upon you. We saw it. So,
we have to wait for the procedures to happen the right way and do the honorable thing. And I'm humbled by UJ, because I saw Rassi's one was unbelievable. He was too emotional, But anyway, I was at UJ and I did the same course. I didn't finish, and they decided that they're giving me now doctorate. I mean, what an honor. Who else would ever think that a football person, just from football, you can be honored as a doctor, just in football. Look how football can do, eh?
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Unbelievable. Coach, let's go straight into the conversations. I think what we've just seen now is how Zimbabwe scored their goal. Take a look at that.
Yeah, it's always going to be
a teenager scored that.
It's always going to be a derby. It's not going to be a normal game between South Africa and Zimbabwe. It's never been normal.
What do you make of the starting 11 that you saw that Hugo Broos has put together? I think the only change is Percy Tau. He sits and Apollos comes in.
Yeah, well, we have to be honest. I think he wants changes. He wants goals, of course. And as much as Percy played well, he missed the biggest opportunity that could have given us a good advantage. And there's nothing wrong to substitute and put somebody else to do it. It's football. But football has taught me many things, that the same guy who missed can score the winning goal next match. It doesn't necessarily mean that because he missed an opportunity, then it means that he cannot help. But Percy's got a strong mentality, and he must also accept criticism when it is there, because criticism makes you stronger and better also, So it's okay, let the police play and let him get this opportunity, and let's see if it was the right move.
Well, that's the only change in Bafana. It's 1-1 at the moment. The man that's just scored the goal there, I can tell you, it's Andrew Farai Renombota, who is a Zimbabwean international, playing only in his second game, plays his football out at Rotherham. He's on loan from Cardiff City. And that's the thing about the Zimbabwean team that a lot of people don't realize. Only 6 or 7 of their players play their football in Zimbabwe or even across the pond. A lot of them playing their football in Europe, a lot of them playing their football even in the Gulf regions. So there's a lot of internationals in this team.
Oh, it's not only Zimbabwe. Look at Zambia. People think Zambia because it's Zambia. Zambia is not that Zambia. There's Fashion Sakala, there's Petson and Dhaka. And these boys are brave enough to take a chance and take a risk and go out to Europe and to the Gulf and make a career and play in tough leagues. But yeah, even whatever team you put against Zimbabwe is going to be a local derby. You know that it's a regional derby.
Coach, at any point you're watching the game that you want to come out of our conversation and speak about what you're seeing here, please do so. I'd love to get the insights of PITSO Mosimane as we watch this match. It's an important qualifier. Hugo Broos is the coach of South Africa. He managed a draw, which is what he wanted against Nigeria. He comes on now to watch his team battle out against Zimbabwe. You watched that match against Nigeria. Your thoughts?
I didn't see the whole match. I saw I think about last 40 minutes. You know, yeah, we Nigeria will always struggle with us. We have a different brand of football that the Gulf, the North Africa, and also West Africa cannot easily deal with the brand of football that we play. But when you come to Zambia, Zimbabwe, we are nearly the same kind of football, you know, quick, fast, and twist and turns. But West Africa is not like that. Same as North Africa, they struggle with the brand of South Africa.
Coach, let's put Bafana aside. Like I said, we'll dip in and out depending on what's happening on there. You've just come back. It's your off season at the moment as you look forward to the next step in your life. And you're busy with the PITSO Mosimane schools in the meantime. But you've just come back from, I don't know if I could potentially call it the most disappointing. As far as the result of what you had gone to do, you started at Sundowns to achieve something, you did it. You went to Al Ahly to achieve something, you did it. You stayed in the Gulf region to achieve things. You promoted teams. You won leagues with teams.
Yeah.
This time around at Abha, the task was...
Sure. Abha was very difficult to save. You must understand, we didn't go to Abha to keep the team where it was. We took Abha from a deep hole. We've done well. We've got more points on less games. We've scored more goals than we've done our best. The best we have done was not good enough. They also saying it. They say, there's no way you could have saved us. We were much in a deeper hole. We won games, man. But it's football, you know. You as much as you win. I remember two kind of situations where I was in that situation. One was with Mamelodi Sundowns. 3-4 games we were winning, and other guys were winning. When I arrived in December, they were 14th on the log, and when we were winning, somebody was winning also. We couldn't come out as easy as possible as what we were. But at SuperSport United, when they were 15th on the log and we went there, it's unbelievable. Half a season, you know, where we finished second on the log.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable story. And kept winning and winning. But yeah, it's one of the part of your history, part of success, part of life. I was watching the Champions League now with Real Madrid, and Everton released Carlos Ancelotti from his contract, I think 2 years back, maybe 3 years back. What happened?
Goes on to be the most Mr. Champions League.
That's Carlos Ancelotti, was at Everton. We forget it.
But Coach, you took the job knowing all of that. Yeah. You must have thought, I can do it. You and your team must have gone in there.
Andile, I've done it 2 times with Sundowns and SuperSport United. So why don't I believe that I could do it again? Why not? And it's not for the faint at heart. So you try and see how it goes. And but they know also, Saudi knows that we have done the best ever. Ever. It was very difficult. You know, we came out of relegation 3 times. And they've never been out of relegation, but we came out 3 times. And until the last match. So, but yeah, it's a learning curve. But for me, it was good because I wanted to be in Russian League, in Saudi Premier League. And because I never had the chance, because Al Ahly denied me the chance when I promoted them. So it was an experience. And now I know how is Russian league. I know how to play against all those big players and playing against Sadio Mane, Ronaldo, Koresko. Just mention them. I mean, it's fantasy. It's unbelievable to see those kind of players and the coaches, top coaches in Europe, top coaches from South America who won Copa Libertadores. You can never be in that space if you don't have a good CV. It's not how clever you are or how you can win the game. It's about who you are. It's your CV. So for me to be there, win matches against Bilic and them, the guy who was at West Ham, it's another space. Steven Gerrard, you just get humbled, and
but I saw that game.
I'm
with
happy to be
Ronaldo,
there.
coach. Hey,
he scored a hat trick.
He scored a hat trick against you
in 20 minutes with free kicks. So you cannot do nothing. He hits it over the wall, under the wall, free kicks. But it's okay. It's an experience. It's good. For me, it's playing with the big boys.
You put yourself now in that league to say, I've played against some of the best players in the world.
Yes.
Because in my mind, I would ask myself, coach, then to say, failing to keep them afloat, does that diminish what Pitso's done? But I guess you've answered, because even Ancelotti was seen as a failure at Everton, but look at what he's gone and done.
But I didn't fail. I got more than they ever had. Yeah, we can say I didn't help them out of relegation. But what I have achieved with them, they even said themselves, we should have brought you 2 weeks before, only 2 weeks before your time.
Would have made a difference?
Yes, big time, of course.
Ronaldo, is he as good as especially now, you playing this Ronaldo?
The quality stays, the quality remains. When he's got an opportunity to score, he scores. And he's a professional, he's an athlete. He's not as fast as he was, like he was before. You saw him at Man United. The speed is no longer the same. But he's playing number 9. He's no longer playing as a winger to go past players. He's playing as a 9 and he scores. I mean, if Modric is still the same and Toni Kroos are still top athletes. Yeah. Yesterday I was watching France with what's his name, the striker number 9, Giroud. He scores. I mean, we played against my team. We beat Angola Countess team. Yesterday he was boss in the midfield. So what are we talking now?
The other thing is today is of course that famous Shaba Goal Day.
Yeah.
You know, you were there at FMB.
Yeah.
You were sitting in the stands watching that, and it got me thinking, because then you went on to take over Bafana.
Yeah.
To say coaching a national team versus coaching a team. I mean, you've been with Abha, you've been with Al-Ahly, all these teams. Yeah. I can imagine now you appreciate and know the differences between the two. Would you ever do national team in wherever it is that you're going now? If an opportunity for national team came.
Yeah, Andile, I'm at a stage in my professional career that it's no longer. It's not about the ego issue. It's not about I want to do this or that. It's about a legacy now. I do what I like, what I see. I'm not chasing to be coach of the year. I mean, those days are gone. I'm in a position where I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying football.
I want to continue this national team conversation, because there was a lot of talk, even yourself mentioning it with a particular team, and you know how it would have been dreamy for you to be in it. I want to know why that didn't happen or cannot happen. If not, let's take a quick break though. When we come back, we'll continue. It is 1-1, 18 minutes played. Bafana taking on the Warriors of Zimbabwe. I can tell you now, it's not as easy as many people would think playing the Zimbabwe team. 23 after the hour 6, if you just joined us, watching Bafana with Coach PITSO Mosimane. Sailor Mudau with the ball there, an incredible player. Had a great game against Nigeria. It's 1-1 at the moment. Speaking of Nigeria, you said it would have been nice. We're speaking of national teams.
Yeah, Super Eagles, what a team they have. What a team.
They lost against Rwanda, they drew against Zimbabwe, they drew against Lesotho, they drew against South Africa, in spite of having Osimeni, Lookman, Boniface, and I can name them.
Chikwezi and all that. is unbelievable. It's football. But also, let's be honest, we South Africa in the Cup of Nations, nobody really respected us. If you look at the team sheets of the opponents, what did we do? It's the same thing with Lesotho. But Lesotho has been evolving all the time. Okay, a lot of people don't watch COSAFA and all that, but I watch all these things. They've been a difficult team to play against. Lesotho has been very difficult. And now they have confidence, and they've got nothing to lose but everything to gain. So when you play at them, they don't care. They just play like Namibia. Namibia was in the Cup of Nations in the group stages in the Cup of Nations. I think they went to the quarterfinals when there was no league in Namibia. Yeah. No league. I mean, you ask yourself, where are these guys playing? There was no league in Namibia, but they were a problem. They won games also in the Cup of Nations. They qualified for Cup of Nations. There was no league. And also Zimbabwe, there was no league. Yeah,
but also FIFA had also banned them from football. Yeah,
they banned them. But on the opposite side, when they get banned, when there's no, you don't see the powerful Dynamos, the powerful Highlanders, the powerful Caps United. That's where the players came from, the Kama Billiards and them. What happens? They go outside the country. That's weakness becomes the strength. And they play in Europe. They go everywhere. They are playing in Europe. And then you don't see them. And then you say, but Zimbabwe there's never been even a team in the Champions League of Zimbabwe that is even in the group stages. But that's not exactly what is happening. Watch Zambia. Watch Fashion Sakala. He's the boss in Saudi. He's top. Now I think he's going to go to Hilal, or everybody wants them. But these guys, in 2 years' time, look where they are. So we also had our chance in Cup of Nations, and we did very well. And South Africa is a very good team. We have a very good team.
Nigeria's got great players, individuals that have won at Atalanta, they've won the Europa, they've won leagues at Bayer Leverkusen. Surely you're itching for something like that, Coach. I mean, Finidi George is there. Yeah. He just got into the job. They want to qualify, even with the losses. And even when you're looking at that mini log now, they can still qualify. Would you ever?
The calls were coming.
From Nigeria?
The talks were there. I'm just telling you, the talks were there. The calls were there. And I think, JJ Okocha was leading this thing, was backing me. But also, when you have South Africa and Nigeria in the same group, it's not too nice because I'm patriotic also. I want my team, I want to see my country in the World Cup. But also, work is work, business, and you can never deny a chance to coach Chukwueze and all those guys. Osimhen, it's unbelievable. Those guys are top talent in the world. But Nigeria struggles with, my opinion, they struggle with the system, the shape of how we play. The problem is when you have a lot of too many good football players. It's nearly the same as Brazil. Where's the World Cup? When you have too much talent and the coach doesn't even know who to play and where to play, the coach is impatient now that the score is not looking well, the game is not looking good, and you make changes because you've got somebody else on the bench, and there's no patience. But when you have a settled team, France has got a settled team. It's Mbappe who's going to play. Yeah. No matter what. Dembele can dribble everybody, but it's Mbappe who's going to play. And it's Griezmann who's going to play. You know that. It's not a question mark.
But Coach, are you saying the Nigerian talks flopped because South Africa was in the group?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying emotionally.
There was a part of...
Yeah.
So why didn't it go right though?
No, but there was never a deal on the table.
It was just talks.
It's talks. This one calls, this one from the federation talks, and Andile, in football is the contract must be on the table, and sign it. Who says what? Who's lobbying? Who's the contract must be on the table, and if that is not really happening, there's no deal.
But you'd still be keen. If
like now, if I want to coach a team, I can sign tomorrow. But you have to go where you want and where you when it's right to go. And also, and this thing is not a charity also, it's also a business. You must know that. It's also a business.
So then what are Pitso's considerations when you look at what's in front of you? Pitso's always got 3, 4, 5 teams across the continent especially. I'm not sure if there's ever been anything outside the continent.
No, there is outside the continent. There is in the Gulf.
In the Gulf region, yes.
Yes, I can go tomorrow.
Yeah, they all sitting. There's 3, there's 4 people saying Pitso. What's the thought process? What are the considerations from Pitso and his team to say this is what we're taking, not this?
First, at this point in time, for me, is a Russian league. Russian League, Saudi League, Premier League is the league. If you are not in English Premier League, if you are not in Ligue 1 in France, if you are not in Serie A, if you are not in Bundesliga. Do I want to be in Belgium when I can be in Saudi League? I don't want to be in Belgium.
Is that a money thing then? Because I can imagine the Saudi
I want
League
to play against Sadio Mane.
Okay.
I want to play against Koresko. I want to play against Rakitic. I want to play against Dembele. I want to play against Koulibaly of Senegal. Riyad Mahrez. I mean, every team you play against, you just admire. And you say, oh, this guy, by the way, was playing Champions League final a year before. And for me, is how do you stop Angelo Conte in the midfield with Rakitic? How do you stop him? How do you stop Benzema? How it's that this guy who's playing for Cote d'Ivoire in the midfield, Kessie.
Yeah, Kessie.
Amazing. You cannot stop Kessie. How do you do that? So it's a thrill of working and shaping your team and preparation against top talent that we always used to see in Europe in the Champions League, and these guys are still strong and active, and for them it's business, ne? Yeah, it's business for them. It's not. You want to tell me Kessie was how does Kessie leave Milan and goes to Saudi?
Yeah.
How does Mendy at the goals leave Chelsea and goes there? How does Neymar go? I mean, this guy.
Kevin De Bruyne now, actually, just last week, was speaking about he's ready to go to Saudi.
I mean, have you ever thought that there is a league that can buy a player from PSG that is backed by Qataris? They will go there, they buy them. Have you ever thought they'll go to Bayern Munich and buy a player? Man City with Abu Dhabi backup, they buy Riyad Mahrez. And it's a question of time. Wait a little bit, you'll see.
Is it working?
Mohamed Salah. You'll see Mohamed Salah is coming.
Is it working though, coach? Because, it was a takeover to say, let's get the biggest names in football. Let's pack them out in Saudi. Let's start this football thing going. Let's be one of the most competitive leagues in the world. And a lot of people thought, yeah, you're taking players that are almost over the hill anyway, that, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, the Serie A are not going to miss. Is what they're starting similar to America? Do you remember when the Jomo Sonos, the Peles, when they all went there at the time, the Chinchakulubas, when they all went there, because Americans wanted to start this thing, and it didn't quite work for them. Is it working in Saudi?
But Kevin De Bruyne said, if I sign a contract of 2 years, I'll earn the money that I've never ever earned in my entire career.
But football-wise, money-wise, it might be working. Football-wise,
yes, Saudi is competitive. Come and watch the league. 40,000, 50,000 people are watching. I mean, these players are still very good. Kessie, Fashion Sakala, it's unbelievable. So it's good. It's good football also. It's good. So
it's not a retirement league for big players to go earn their last cents.
If it's a retirement league, then the games will be sloppy and holiday and they lose. They fight. It's Ronaldo's mentality. Ronaldo is not playing football for money to buy a Ferrari. He's got them already. He had them 3 or 4 of them before he went there. So they're not going for money. Benzema, they're not going. Yeah, they are playing. N'Golo Kante is playing. He's in the starting lineup of France yesterday.
He was.
So if it's for retirement, why they go there? Why they're in the starting lineup? Koresko was playing for Belgium. He scored the goal, by the way.
We're speaking a little bit earlier about South African players in the Gulf region. Tulane Serrero comes to mind. We don't see him at national team anymore. And I'm assuming it's because the thinking in Southern Africa is that if you're playing in the Gulf region, perhaps then you're not qualified enough anymore. Because, we don't see Tulane, but we hear he's doing very well up there.
What is the mentality back at home? We feel like that. But France says Angelo Conte must play.
Portugal's got Ronaldo.
Belgium's got Carrasco. They are playing. Senegal is playing with Koulibaly. Mendy's playing. So why when Tulane goes there and he can't play anymore? Is the mentality back at home? Why? Why you roll them out? Why? You must bring him and see if he's not playing well, and that's it. If he's not playing well, when you bring him, yes, it's normal. If somebody is better than him back at home, yes, it's about performance, So it's about. I'm not saying Tulane Serrero must be here.
No, we're just using the example of Tulane in the region.
Yeah, and that's it, And all the top boys from South Africa also deserve to be. If you don't play in the English Premier League and those 5 top leagues, as I told you about, maybe you must go to the Gulf and play against Ratikic, Koresko, Casey. Casey is a top midfielder.
But Coach, Ronaldo, Rakitic, all of those, and N'Golo Kante, they're going to get the big bucks. Is Mudau going to, or let's use another example from a different team, is an Ikram Rayners going to the Gulf region going to be earning the big bucks that we're hearing of?
He can come home with more than 50 million rand when he retires. I don't know if it's a lot of money or not. Is it a lot of money?
Yeah.
And competitive league than the DStv?
Is it?
Yes.
It's more competitive than the DStv Premiership?
Of course.
If you took the best of the Gulf and the best of what we have here.
No, if you talk about the Saudi Arabian players, then it's a different thing. It's a different argument. Yeah, but play against Hilal. Okay? Play against Hilal.
The Pirates versus the Hilal.
Play against Hilal. And anyway, the best place is the World Cup. It's coming. So beat them. And by the way, it's not all about playing football. Why are you playing football? Do you want to retire without money? And then you were loyal and you worked hard and you played. How many of our players that were top football players and they played up till the end and they retire with, you've got 45 years to live minimum after playing football,
Mm-hmm.
And there are many players. And some of them don't retire with a money that will sustain the clan and that will sustain the entire family.
It's 2-3 years after playing that you start, people, we have them on the show. We try to help as many players as we can on the show, but 2-3 years.
Why should we feel so sorry after them when they? You were speaking about I sent a voice clip for Ramagalela over here. Struggling. But Ramagalela was never at nightclubs. I had Ramagalela. He was running and playing seriously, proper football. And then, who cares now? Who cares? So it's all about that. Who cares? So as much as you're playing and you're loyal and you're working hard, at the end of the day, you have children at home who are looking up to you to say you spent all your entire 18, 20 years playing this thing, playing football and trying to make a living out of it. Is it what you played for? Is it what you sacrificed for? And you can't take your children to school? You can't support your family? It's a business. And
as much as it is a business, the belief then is Saudi, the Gulf area, has pumped so much money that a PITSO MOSIMANE, it's almost unfathomable that he can come to South Africa and coach? Because who's going to be able to pay that amount of money? Who's going to be able to afford a PITSO Mosimane and his team?
Yeah, but the money I earn is not the money that Ronaldo earns. I can be paid in South Africa. Yes, teams can afford me in South Africa. It's just that sometimes you say the figure is, or a coach can earn this money. It's mentality. It's a culture. They don't say how much does the team generate.
So South African teams, in your opinion, coach, let's look at the top teams, SuperSport, Chiefs, the Pirates, Stellenbosch. You think that those teams can be able to afford, not because it's not just
no,
PITSO.
You can't mention Stellenbosch. But Stellenbosch, if they want with Rupert, yes.
That's why I mentioned them.
Yes. I mean, the richest man in South Africa.
They can afford a PITSO Mosimane. You, based from what you were earning when you were here, what
does
you
Rupert
now
has
earning,
money to can pay me?
Realistically, coach, can teams in South Africa afford you? Realistically, you know the salaries.
What is realistic?
You've been here, you know the salaries that coaches get here.
Yeah, but
versus where you've
Andile,
been now.
You can never be here sitting here on the radio and you want to be earning money for a community radio presenter.
Yeah.
You've worked hard for your name. You need to be paid what you deserve, and you work very hard to keep this show so good. So then somebody goal. There's a goal coming.
Talk to me, coach. What happened? Is it South Africa that scores?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh no! And there's no VAR.
Yeah.
There's no VAR in the qualifiers.
Rayners. He nearly got a chance to play in Saudi also.
Rayners?
Yes.
When?
This year.
He nearly got a chance to play in Saudi this year.
Yes.
But he's a Stellenbosch this year. Yeah. What happened?
The deal didn't go through at the end.
You wanted him?
Yes.
You went to Stellenbosch and said, I want him?
Yes, it was almost done. It collapsed in the last hour. Last hour, not minute, not day, hour.
They said no?
No, Stellenbosch said yes.
How much were you buying him for?
Whatever they asked, Saudi will pay. I mean,
how much did they ask?
They buy Ronaldo. I mean, how can they not buy Rayners?
How much did they ask for, coach?
I don't know the figures that way.
Come on, coach.
Okay, no, I don't want to
you ran the team.
I don't want to disclose the figures.
But it didn't work out.
It's not that Stellenbosch didn't want. Stellenbosch wanted. Rayners was going to change his life. He was going to pay school fees for the rest of his family and the next
so what
generation.
Went wrong, coach?
And he would buy a nice house in Cape Town and see the water.
Coach, I want to know what happened, but I want to take a break because you can't tease me like that. Also, Malcolm is an example, and we say this all the time on the show, of the PITSO Mosimane schools, and I want to touch on that as well because Coach has had the pleasure of seeing what he's instituted at work. In Bafana, they're asking questions. Mvala there with the header from a corner. Hopefully, before 45th minute, which is about in 5 minutes' time, we'll see a goal there. But I'm watching it with the coach. I'm panicky. He's cool, saying, no, it's coming.
No, the goal is coming. It's a question of time. The way we play, it will come.
Coach, I want to finish this conversation. Ikram Rayners is going to you in Saudi. You've had the deal. It's the last hour. What it's going to change his life. He's going to make the 50 million we're speaking about. What happened?
I think, and fair enough, we need to be honest and fair on Stellenbosch and everybody. I think they felt that they don't have enough time to replace him because the transfer was closing. To say, okay, it's not a question of we want to release him or not. We want to help the boy, but we also will never have anybody else to replace him with. If there was time, they would use the financials to buy another player.
Coach.
It's sad, but but at least with Stellenbosch, with the CEO there and Coach Steve Barker, you can talk and they understand, and they can even buy a better player than him. With the money that he get.
He's going to think about that for the rest of his life.
No,
if
but
he doesn't get another
but as long as he's scoring hat-tricks, he scores today, he still has an opportunity he's still a good player. He has a chance.
Is there any other player in South Africa that you've come for?
This whole Bafana team can play in Saudi and millions and millions.
Wow. What do you think of Hugo Broos and this Bafana team? You saw them, whatever it is that you could see at AFCON. You saw a little bit of that Nigeria game. What do you make of Hugo Bruce, the coach, and what you've seen with what he's done for Bafana?
We have to tell the truth and be honest. Hugo Broos has taken the team to a level that it hasn't been for me in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, we went to the semi-finals of AFCON, and you saw how we played against Nigeria. We saw how we play against Morocco. We're convincing. I mean, top players, and I mean Sailor. I mean, what a player, you know. And it's such a situation. When he was playing for Black Leopards, I phoned him every day. He will tell you, okay, maybe he won't say because conflict or whatever. Every day, said, you can play here. Come here.
And
I spoke to Sailor for 2 years.
Honestly, none of us saw that in him.
Yeah, but he knows. He'll tell you. But you know,
what did you see?
I don't want to say too much because the guy now, the boy will be in trouble. You are speaking to Pitso and all that. I don't need that. We don't need that. But I know what I saw. You must remember that I buy in advance and I recruit in advance at Sundowns.
Yeah, I don't want to go there either, coach.
Yeah,
I don't want to have that
because
conversation
it's going to create problems, you know. But
let's perhaps move to the one thing that everybody comes at you for, and the reason I was asking the money question. And you have a team of 6 that you travel with, and you don't go anywhere without them.
No,
you must have your entire team.
Yes.
Have you had any conversations with Kaizer Chiefs since the last time we spoke?
Well, I have never had any conversation with Kaizer Chiefs, but you must know that how my things are done from our office, and that's where things are done. And sometimes the office doesn't tell us some of the things as long as they are not. It's not, you know, the offer is not on the table, discussing proper discussion. They don't tell us, but the office has never spoken to me that there's a request, and I'm in good terms with Jessica, Bobby, Kaizer Jr. No, there's no issues. I mean, if there was issues, they wouldn't even give me the training camp when I was with Al Ahly, and we talk. And but I don't want to put Kaizer Chiefs under stress or under pressure. Why they can have whoever they want to have, you know, and I also can go wherever I want to go.
But I ask you, coach, because your name comes up every time, and the fans want your name.
At
the stadium, there's we want Pitso. Is it a job that you would take? Is it a job that, you know, you think you could be able to turn on? Kaizer Chiefs is the cornerstone of this country as far as football is concerned, and you know that, coach. They've got the most fans, the most support. We all want to see a Kaizer Chiefs that's doing well. Would a PITSO MOSIMANE want to take that job, and could a PITSO MOSIMANE turn that around? And what would it take for PITSO MOSIMANE to turn that around?
Andile, you know me. I go to places that no one has gone. It's the same thing with SuperSport United, the same with Mamelodi Sundowns, the same with Al Ahly. They have never won an international tournament in the last 6 years. I went there. Same with Al Ahly Saudi. They were number 9 on the lock in the first division.
What you did in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I go wherever. It's an exciting project, I must tell you.
A Chiefs project.
Yes, it's an exciting project, but it's a difficult project in terms of understanding and turnaround times. You know, it's not about qualifying for top 8 and you win top 8 and then you say you've turned the corner. No, it must be a good project. I mean, teams are going to the Club World Cup receiving R1 billion there. Now football in Africa now is changed. You know, there's a free kick there. Maybe Tebogo Mokoena is the one can convert it because that space is his space, and he's good at that. So,
and it's probably the last thing that's going to happen in this half.
Yeah,
South Africa with a free kick.
Yeah, you remember the one he hit Morocco?
Yeah, cracker.
Yeah, there you are. You see.
Oof.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Tebogo? Because it was floated, wasn't it? Yeah,
no, it was Mudibo. He's good also with free kicks, ne?
He really is. But then, Coach, Kaizer Chiefs doesn't have the budget of everywhere where you've been, where you can get absolutely any player you want.
I didn't have bigger budgets in Abha. I didn't have bigger budget at SuperSport United when we finished second. Abha was the smallest budget in the Russian league. We didn't buy any player.
So Kaizer Chiefs, as is with the setup, they have the players they have. You can improve.
Al Saudi, that has now Firmino, Mahrez, and all those guys. They didn't have the money. I think you know that we went to FIFA to get our money.
Yeah.
So what is this thing about the money only? It's not all about the money. It's about the project. Understanding turnaround times. How long can it take? And it was not easy to turn around Mamelodi Sundowns.
PITSO must go.
When I arrived, we couldn't even qualify for top 8 when I arrived in December, because
where were they sitting? 15.
Yeah, 15. When we were winning, somebody was winning. When we were winning, somebody we couldn't come out.
Win or lose, PITSO must go. I remember it. I'll never forget it.
Yes, but then I dismantled the team.
But see, that's what I'm talking about, Coach.
Yes,
you needed money to do that.
Yes.
So I'm saying at Chiefs, is there that sort of budget available? I'm not sure.
But we're talking Kaizer Chiefs. Do you know the history of Kaizer Chiefs? They've always had the best players ever. That's why we're talking about Kaizer Chiefs. We're not talking about Maritzburg United to turn around things. We're talking about Kaizer Chiefs. They had Max Maponyane. They had everybody. The best players were playing for Kaizer Chiefs. The best players, shoes. Even Sean Bartlett. Everybody. The best players played for Kaizer Chiefs. So you cannot win games when you don't have good players. How does Manchester City turn around things? Because Pep Guardiola is a musician. He's got Haaland. He's got all these top players. So you've got to have the players. And also with me at Sundowns, for me to turn it around, we have players. And look what it has happened. They kept buying the good players. Hence Rulani is also top of his game, and they're still winning. So you go. Why is Pirates good? You got to buy the players. In football, if you don't have the players, you can't win. I don't care what coach you have or which coach you have. It's a combination of everything.
Kamabilis at Sundowns is a good player. Castro at Sundowns is a good player. Keegan Dolly is at Sundowns. They're actually the CBD.
Yeah. Tembazwane.
They go to, those three in particular, go to Chiefs.
Yeah.
Things change around. You don't see that quality anymore.
It's a combination of everything. You must have a top coach. You must have a top players. Ancelotti, he told you, he says, what do you think I coach Vinicius Juniors to do? To dribble people? How do I coach Rodrigo? And now Mbappe? What are you going to coach? These guys don't score. They know how to play football. You have to just keep the discipline. You got to keep the structure. You got to give the way of playing, how we're going to play, how we're going to attack, how we're going to defend. And most importantly is the discipline in the team. But the coach must have the pedigree, and players must know. Real Madrid players, they know with Ancelotti,
because they know the guy.
They know. Yeah. They know. You're gonna follow.
So if PITSO walks in there, you
will follow. I mean, it's not about Mbappe will follow. So it's a combination of everything. But the players also can follow, and you don't have quality, and then it's a problem. So you have to, as I said, a very good example is what happened at Sundowns. Yes, but when I dismantled Mamelodi Sundowns, you can say that, who did I buy? I bought Rama Galela, I bought Mabunda, I bought Raymond Monama, I went to Free State Stars to get Kennedy, I went to Bloemfontein Celtic to get Thabo Ntete. Trompo was already at Sundowns when I arrived. I recalled Rama from Tax. I went to Fresh Tembazwane from
Clark Parker in
Mpumalanga Aces. Who did I have? I didn't have Sereno on them. That's turnaround. That team won the league.
Then there's a control part then, Coach, where PITSO Mosimane coaches. He has total control of the players that he wants. He has total control of, who must go, who must come, which is, as the European way and the worldly way, managerial position, right?
Well, the world is, but we can never say that. Also, Sundowns gave me that. We have to be honest. They gave me the opportunity.
Do other teams in South Africa, to my knowledge and some of your knowledge as well, other teams don't work like that. Other teams, here's your new strike.
Well, you can do that, but don't be surprised with where you are.
But you wouldn't allow that to happen, is what I'm saying.
No, but
you
why
would
you
need
put
total control?
But why you put the
not?
results on me? You put the results on me, but you don't want me to put the team together. So when those players that whoever brought them don't do well, will you say it's me who brought these players? We feel sorry for the coach. I brought this player and that player. No, the results are on me.
So then that carte blanche must be on you as well.
Because I'm going to be blamed. The coach is going to be blamed for if you don't win. If Ancelotti doesn't win the Champions League with Mbappe,
it's on him.
It's on him. PSG brought Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. What happened if they don't win? The coach is gone.
Coach, I want to take the last couple of minutes because, you know, a lot of the times we have people here coming to promote whatever it is that they're doing, and we allow them to because we want to see people prosper. Yeah. But the PITSO MOSIMANE schools, when Mosimane came in here and we had a conversation about it, and your office came in here and we had a conversation about it, and they were telling us about what it does. You know, it was out of, hey, football is doing something, let's support it. You know, it had nothing to do with anything else. But Malcolm, who runs the desk here, who's our technical producer, then says, Andile, is this a real thing? I say, yeah, I mean, it's PITSO. Yeah. He takes his son there. Your son, Malcolm, you can switch your mic on. How long has your son been there now?
4 months.
For 4 months.
Yeah.
And he comes back here and he says, Andile, thank you very much. Please, what's happening there and what my son is doing, say what you said, Malcolm. How is your son doing?
No, he's doing well. I like the training for them, and they actually have the camp at the camps like from July. So from the 1st to the 5th.
And you got to see Coach PITSO with the kids as well?
Yes.
On the pitch, I'm training.
On the pitch, training the kids.
Training the team, yeah.
So you have an ambassador that sits here. Whenever you come, you are there, you're hands on.
Yeah.
What's happening with the PITSO MOSIMANE schools? How far are you guys? What can you tell us?
Yeah, we are at Curo schools. That's how we started with 2 schools a year back. At the moment, I think we're going to about 15 schools, if I'm not mistaken, Curo schools, which is now the basic football, basic physical education. But we also coach the clubs, the teams. You know, Curo's got under 8s, under 10s, under what. So my coaches are coaching the Curo school clubs. Yeah. But now, after that, we realized that there's so many boys who are at schools who wants to play football. Because you must also understand, Pirates, Chiefs, Sundowns can take as much as they want. How many under 15 players they will have? They will have, how many? 18? 17? What about the rest of the other children must not play? They must also play for good teams because it's not all about top talent, but it's all about training, age-related football training. You must train with the right size of the pitch, right size of the ball, the right time of the duration of the training, basic fundamental skills. Because I always say that academic level, we say in grade 1, what do you do in grade 1? Maybe sizes, shapes, and colors, grade R, grade 1. Okay, but in football, we used to take the curriculum of grade 5, we put it on grade 1. And then we're saying, but we are not producing players like in Europe and whatever, because the curriculum is wrong.
Yeah.
So it is a well researched, and myself, and I've put myself in this thing. I've studied youth football because I've realized that I've been doing only senior football. So let's put grade 1 on curriculum, and then the children must enjoy themselves. Work on the technique, work on and areas where they need to juggle. They must master the ball. So that's what we did not do in South Africa. Have you seen children playing under 7s, under 8s, and they all flock to the ball. The ball is going there. They're all running after the ball. Where's the development? When are they going to touch the ball? So that's what we are correcting, and we are working with SAFA by the way.
Amazing.
Yes, and that's what La Masia is doing. That's what.
Yeah, I've been to La Masia.
Yeah.
Amazing place.
Yes, I don't want anybody to come into my program and watch and say, "Oh, is that how you train in under 7s?" And is that, under 7s they train different than under 9s. Under 9s train different than under 11s. Where is the research? Is what the world is doing. So you go. So that's what we are doing, the things, and we are not only all about top talent. That is going to come. That's the vision. Later, like a sports school of excellence, that is the top talented. But there's always late developers, and there's always good football players that emerges. And you ask yourself, this guy has not even played for the under 17s and under 19s, but he's scoring the goals at Orlando Pirates. Mufokeng, did we see him scoring a goal at the under 15s? We didn't. Why? Why was that shortfall? So those are areas I'm trying to cover. And by the way, I'm putting my skin on the game. I don't have a sponsor. And I think I have about 500 kids. And I think I've got now 35 coaches. and the program cannot even sustain itself and turn it around. And that's why I'm in the desert working there to make sure that I do the right thing. And maybe one day Vodacom will say, hey, let's support these children and train on the proper pitch and all that. We're in Mamelodi and it's unbelievable. I've seen 2 players. I can guarantee you, I'm going to tell you the names one day, that I see these 2 players who will play for Bafana. And it just in 3 days I'm here.
Unbelievable, Coach. Coach, Faith, can I please, every time we have a player here that Coach knows, we always ask him to send us a voice note to encourage them. And every single one has been in tears after hearing your note. We spoke to a friend of yours today, and we said, Coach Pitso's coming. He's not well. And he asked us to come all the way to him to record this because he said, please, I need you to play this for my good friend. He's in hospital and he's not well and he wants you to hear this. Oh. Please, if you could put your headphones on, Coach, you need to hear this here. Do you have it? Play it.
Hi, Pitso. Good afternoon, Dwana. It's Coach here, man, Kenny Lazi. I'm so proud of you, Dwana. You have achieved, you have done everything, and I'm so excited. I don't know what to say. I'm not very well, but I'm sure everything will be fine. Thank you so much. God bless you.
He had us tell you that in his bed in hospital, he thinks about you, he's proud of you, and you're the one thing that he talks about to all in the hospital.
He was my coach. I think I was 16 years or 17 years. 16. We played in the NPSL that time, first division, like now the first division of DSTV. He was my coach. He got the best out of me. It's humbling to hear him, and I would like to know where he is and pay him a visit. And also comes back to what I'm saying to you, Andile. Now he's got medical bills. He needs to be able to sustain himself. It's not easy. Yeah. So football is a business.
Coach PITSO Mosimane, listen, you can say whatever, you can go wherever, but until Nelson Mandela, no one had. Until Zolabad ran, nobody had run. Until Penny Haynes got into that pool, no one had. And there's so many other South Africans who've gone out there and done something that no one else had ever done. Black, white, and otherwise. PITSO Mosimane will go down in history as one of those. A leader of his generation. A man who took everything, his kids, his wife, and said, put me in your trust. Let me take you somewhere, unbeknownst to him, where he would end up. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach PITSO Mosimane.
Thanks for hosting me, Andile. I'll always be here.
Thank you so much. We're out of here.